Good afternoon, all. My name is Dennis Torres. I'm the Associate Director of Veteran Support Services at Queens College, City University of New York. Welcome and thank you for tuning into our All of Us Research Info session. We have two amazing presenters with us today that will be providing us an overview concerning the VA's All of Us Research Program. Before we move forward, I'd like to take a moment to remind everyone that we'll be conducting a Veterans Town Hall next week, Wednesday, February 17th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is an opportunity to voice your opinions and questions concerning concerns impacting the campus's students, veterans, and military community. It's open to the public, but you have to visit our social media accounts for the registration link. At the moment, healthcare is often a one-size-fits-all, but imagine a future where your VA healthcare is tailored for you. The Veterans Healthcare Administration wants to make that future possible. How? By creating a resource that allows researchers to conduct thousands of studies on health and disease. It's with great joy to present two amazing researchers, Jenny Hu and Sunny Chai. The floor is yours.
Hey. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Dennis. Thank you for having us. We are so happy to be here today. First and foremost, I want to introduce myself. My name is Jenny Huey. I am the coordinator of the All of Us Research Program at the VA New York Harbor Healthcare System. Our offices are primarily at the Manhattan VA, but we do sometimes have special events at the Brooklyn VA as well. Today, I am joined by my research assistants, Sunny and Madeline. Sunny will be giving the presentation today. I did want to thank everyone here for your service. We really do appreciate you and everything you've done. So thank you. And we are just very happy to be here to share with you some information about the All of Us Research Program. So I'm going to turn it over to Sunny, who will tell you a little bit more. Go ahead, Sunny.
Thanks so much, Jenny. So hi, everyone. My name is Sunny, and I'm a research assistant for the All of Us Research Program at the Manhattan VA. And today I'd love to tell you a little bit about All of Us. The All of Us Research Program, or AOU, is a national voluntary research program designed to accelerate research and improve health. The goal of the program is to gather data from 1 million or more people living in the United States to help researchers understand more about why people get sick or healthy. All of Us is funded by the National Institutes of Health, or the NIH, and is part of the Precision Medicine Initiative. The VA is a partner in this program to ensure that veterans are represented in this important national research. While non-veterans are able to sign up for All of Us outside of the VA, we are only enrolling veterans at the VA. By studying individual differences in lifestyle, socioeconomics, environment, and biology, researchers may learn more about how to deliver better precision medicine for all of us. So what is precision medicine? One of the program's main goals is to improve precision medicine, a new approach to improving health, treating disease, and finding cures. Precision medicine acknowledges that each person is unique, our genes, our environments, our lifestyles, our behaviors, and that the interaction between each of these factors greatly impact our health. These unique variables also mean that a medical treatment that works for one person might not work for another. Instead of using a one-size-fits-all approach, precision medicine aims to deliver the right treatment for the right person at the right time in order to keep people healthy longer. Researchers will use this data that's collected by the All of Us Research Program to study many different diseases and conditions. And here are some of the questions that this data might help answer. How can we prevent chronic pain? How do we develop better pain medicines that aren't addictive? How do we develop better treatments for diabetes or prevent diabetes altogether? And how do we develop more cancer cures that will work the first time? The medical discoveries that can come out of this research will not only benefit veterans, but their families and generations to come. So I wanted to show everyone a brief video about the program.
Had a great grandfather.
Sorry about that, everyone. We're just going to try to fix the audio for the video.
Okay. So I think we're still having trouble with the sound, but that's okay. I mean, that would be a good time to maybe I've a couple of questions on my end. I recall when I was at the VA years ago, participating in a similar program, the Million Veteran Program research. I was just wondering if there happened to be any overlap with that particular program and how maybe these two do these coincide, the research coincide with each other at all?
So that's a really good question, Dennis. We always tell veterans that the goals of the Million Veteran Program and the All of Us Research Program are very similar in that they're both trying to improve precision medicine research. But of course, there are a couple differences because they are different programs. So one of the main differences is that for the All of Us Research Program, this program is open to civilians. It's open to all of us. But we are making a very concerted effort to improve underrepresented groups in this important national research, such as veterans. And that's why we are partnering up with VAs across the country. Another additional difference is that participants can also receive information about their own DNA, which I will talk about a little bit later in our presentation. And I'd like to invite Jenny to speak more about the similarities and differences of these two programs.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Dennis, for joining MVP. I'm actually also the coordinator for the Million Veteran Program, or MVP, as well. And as Sunny mentioned, the programs are very similar in terms of goals. Both programs trying to improve health by learning more about genes, lifestyle, and environment. There are differences, like Sunny mentioned, mainly that we will have information provided back to veterans for the All of Us program. But with the Million Veteran Program, the focus is primarily on the conditions that affect veterans. As Sunny mentioned, it's open to only veterans. And we would love an opportunity to, if you would like to invite us back at another session to tell you all about the Million Veteran Program. But for today, we can tell you a little bit more about All of Us, if that's okay.
Sounds good. I know you had mentioned there was some kind of special kind of topics or research that this kind of dealt with more. Can you describe more, I guess, topics that specifically impact the veterans community? I think there was mention of kind of like, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I guess.
Yeah. Absolutely. With the Million Veteran Program, we are focusing on the conditions that are most common among veterans. We do have a bunch of ongoing research topics. So things like cardiovascular disease, different cancers, mental health issues, PTSD. we look at the things that are disproportionately affecting veterans, and take a look at the group that has joined the program already, just to see what are the conditions that are affecting everyone, and focusing on those things. With All of Us, the focus is a little broader. We are looking at conditions that affect Americans in general, but we do want to make sure that vets are represented, just because historically veterans have been underrepresented in biomedical research. So we do want to make sure that vets are represented in this. Yeah.
That's awesome. And the breakthroughs that this has led to in the past, as far as for research, were there any, I guess, could you kind of briefly describe that?
Yeah, so for All of Us, the program is fairly new. It's only been around for, a few years. So it hasn't had as much history, but they have made a lot of progress in terms of developing the resource that is available to researchers. So this program, it's different, because when you think of research, you think of an individual research study. So a lot of times that's, a set number of people joining, this small study. You have a certain intervention or, control group, and then, you do something with that group, and that's basically it. But with this program, you're joining a research program. So you're sharing your information, your electronic health records, your biospecimen, and you're allowing researchers to develop this tool that will make it possible to study, all sorts of things. So some of the conditions that Sunny mentioned, diabetes, heart disease, all these things. So researchers will not have to kind of do all that legwork. They'll be able to have this tool, this data that is available to them, so that they can focus on what they can do best, the actual research part of it.
That makes sense. So the way I was recruited, I actually went to my primary care, and I walked down to the basement to get my lab work done, and you guys happened to be there. So it was such a seamless process. I just wonder, how does that look now in the time of COVID? How are you actually getting to engage with the veterans community if you can't be there anymore?
Absolutely. It has been really tough. And that is why we so appreciate opportunities like this to be able to connect with vets virtually. Right now, in-person research activities are all on hold for both the All of Us program and for the Million Veteran program. And we are doing everything kind of virtually. We're connecting with veterans over the phone. We're connecting with them, online. So even though we are not seeing anyone in person, we do have the opportunity to set up phone appointments with vets. We're sending emails, and we're having sessions like this, really trying to reach out to vets who might not have heard about the program before, who might be trying to learn more, but, they're not physically at a VA. So just trying to connect with more veteran groups. Trying to connect with our vets, especially, during this time, even if we call somebody and they don't want to hear about the program, maybe they have a question about the VA that we can answer. So, I think that staying connected with vets in that manner, I think, is really important as well. So it's something that we feel lucky that we're able to do even during this time.
That makes sense. Yeah, that the connection, I keep on hearing students say oh, I hate being online. I can't do it. The Zoom, Zoom fatigue, like I mentioned before, offline. Yeah, it's just too much sometimes. You just want to be able to connect with someone in a more intimate setting. What would be the best way for, let's say, a veteran wanting to participate? How would they actually get registered into?
Yeah. So Sunny, you're stealing Sunny's thunder. She has all these slides that will go way into detail. But we have a website, va.joinallofus.org, and that will guide you through the enrollment process. For vets who would like to run through the process with us on the phone, we do set up appointments as well. So you can absolutely give us a call or send us an email. Our number, we can pop it in the comments, but it's 212-686-7500, extension 3026. And our email is vhanyh.allofus@va.gov.
I'll definitely put that in the link in the bio. Yeah. I guess I'm not sure. There's any other questions for you have for our group as far as the student veterans? Anything you've noticed during the pandemic?
What do you mean?
Well, just like, yeah, if there's any questions about the student veterans in general, or
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear a little bit more about your group and kind of the composition of the members, and what veterans need right now. I think that's a really important thing. I know students are busy. Can't imagine going to school during this time. So I'm sure they have even less time to go over to the VA, especially in a pandemic. So are there things that they need, information that they want, how they want to stay connected, things like that.
yeah, that makes complete sense. Once again, the students mentioning just that loss of camaraderie that they used to get on campus, having that safe space where they could actually go and connect with each other in our office space or the lounge. I think that's a great segue because we do have a short video clip just to get a feel for the student veteran population at Queens College that we put together. And I think, we can cue that up and play that really quickly. Yeah, I wish we could be on campus. You could walk you around, show you the office space, show you the my fellow colleagues in the office. But I think we'll just we'll get this
steeped military tradition with Air Force ROTC programs dating back to the 1950s and the 1960s. Its military culture and history can be traced back to participation in World War II. Since the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, returning veterans have increased dramatically. Today, Queens College is home to over 200 veterans pursuing a myriad of different degrees in both undergraduate and graduate levels. Many of the college's veterans frequent our campus's lounge, each finding something beneficial to them.
Yeah, just to give a little feel of the campus. I really miss seeing the quad and all that stuff.
That looks great. That seems like a great resource for vets. I'm glad they have that.
Yes. Let's see here. I don't think I really have any more questions.
Okay.
I don't know if you still want to play a video or.
Yeah, no. It would be great if we shared it. I think Derek has it ready.
I had a great-great-grandfather in World War I. I had a great-great-great-grandfather in the Civil War. It was part of my destiny to join the Marine Corps.
I decided I needed to go. I wanted to be part of it. I grew up a lot from seeing the things that I saw at my age.
People are serving each other, and you see self-sacrifice. You get a sense of duty from what others are doing.
The whole premise of all of us research is to create this huge pool of medical data from as many different types of people as we can.
Participating in a research project will benefit the generations ahead of me, our kids and our grandkids, and there's no greater good than ensuring their health and their success for the future.
We can help out medical professionals a little bit on some research about how to just cope with coming back from really dangerous and intense situations.
Right now, I suffer from nerve damage, PTSD, numerous scars, some unseen, some seen.
I served 3 tours in Vietnam. It was unbeknownst to me until years after I was out of the military that I learned that I had diabetes, and that's a result of Agent Orange.
The scariest part about going away was I don't know the impacts of my deployment, of what it could do in the future for me.
When I entered the Air Force, there were fewer than 20 female aviators in the entire DoD. There was no body of knowledge about the effects of aviation, the effects of military service on a female body.
Staying healthy was easy when I was younger. Now it's much more of a conscious choice for me to take care of myself and be an active participant in my healthcare.
There's a lot of things that happen that we don't understand their full effects of. Are veterans predisposed to certain conditions? Do we carry genetic markers?
If everyone has their own problems all put into one research study, doctors or medical professionals can then look at ways to treat these kinds of illnesses.
Research like this is going to have not just a lifespan of 10 or 20 years, it could have hundreds of years.
After getting out of the Army, I was taken to the hospital. Part of the reason I am alive is because of innovation in medicine. If you're in a position that you know that you can help, I think it's your duty as a human being.
With better solutions, better advancement in medical care, I gladly help if I'm asked, and I do whatever I can to serve my country, the medical field, and the doctors that need me.
When we make these medical discoveries, it doesn't just help me or my fellow veterans, it helps everyone.
Great. So thank you everyone for bearing with those technical difficulties. I'm going to return back to the PowerPoint slide. So in terms of the program's core values, participation is open to all, and participants reflect the rich diversity of the United States. Participants are treated as partners, and trust will be earned through transparency. Participants will have access to their information, data will be accessed broadly for research purposes, and security and privacy will be of the highest importance. We hope that this program will be a catalyst for positive change in research. And this resource that all of us is developing will help benefit patients, healthcare providers, and researchers. Patients and health providers would both benefit from advancements in precision medicine and the availability of more individualized prevention, treatment, and care. For people who are part of groups that have been historically underrepresented in biomedical research, these groups are often also left out of healthcare solutions. So by representing these groups in all of us, they can finally make sure that results that come out of the program will be generalizable to the groups they represent as well. Finally, for researchers, this program makes it easier for researchers to focus on the research and not struggling to develop the infrastructure needed to complete their research, recruiting participants, or collecting data. All of this information will be kept confidential and secure. Privacy and security are top priorities for the All of Us research program. These are some of the steps that the program takes to protect participants' privacy and security. Protecting the data warehouse with the most advanced security available, continuously performing rigorous security testing, encrypting data and removing direct identifiers, and being protected with a certificate of confidentiality from the federal government. All of Us is truly innovative in its diversity. The program greatly values diversity and has a strong focus on making sure that groups that have been historically underrepresented in biomedical research, such as veterans, are represented. We hope that more than 1 million people from all walks of life will join All of Us. Currently, we have over 369,000 people who have joined across the country. People who join share information about their health, habits, and what it's like where they live. By looking for patterns in this diverse collection of information, researchers can learn more about what affects people's health. The All of Us research program will last for 10 years or more, which allows researchers to study health over time. All of Us is also really innovative in its focus on participants as partners. The program includes participants in its governance, invites participants to provide input about the science, and provides participants with the choice to receive information back if they so choose. The All of Us research program also has a plan for return of genetic information. One of the goals of the program is to return information back to the participants if they want it, like I mentioned before. After signing up, participants can decide whether they'd like to receive their genetic results in the future when the results are available, or opt out of receiving opt out of receiving results. It is important to note that the main purpose of this program is for research purposes only. So returning results would not be instant like some commercial ancestry or genetic testing services, but the program would like to share these results to participants who are interested in seeing them when they are available. If you do decide to opt in to receiving results, this is an example of what they might look like. This information may include your genetic ancestry, so where your family is from, traits such as why you might love or hate cilantro, whether you might have a higher risk for certain health conditions, how your body might react to certain medications, and other health information. Some people may find this information interesting. They may want to share it with their doctor or use it to help empower themselves to take control of their health, and some might not want to know about the results. Again, the main purpose of this program is for research, so it's important to notice that any results would not be intended to serve as medical diagnoses or to provide clinical care, though you are, of course, welcome to share your results with your doctor if you like. So, how do you join? To sign up for the All of Us research program, all you need is a computer or a smartphone with an internet access. You would navigate to the VA All of Us participant portal, which is va.joinallofus.org. There's no need to add a www or anything. It's just va.joinallofus.org. We also sent it in the chat earlier. Just make sure that you see the VA logo on the top of the screen when you sign up to ensure you're joining All of Us through the VA pathway. After you create an account here, it'll guide you through the enrollment process. You would then watch some videos about the program, review and sign a consent and an authorization to allow access to your EHR or electronic health records, all of which is kept confidential, and then complete some surveys. To complete your enrollment, you would need to come into the VA for physical measurements and to provide blood biosamples. This part of the enrollment process is currently on hold due to the pandemic, but once in-person research activities resume, you can set up an appointment to come in and we would be able to have you in and out. If you do have a wearable fitness device, such as a Fitbit, you also have the option after signing up to sync your Fitbit account and share your Fitbit data with the program as well. After signing up, participants also have the opportunity to share with researchers how the pandemic is affecting them and their communities. In light of the pandemic, All of Us developed the COVID-19 Participant Experience Survey, or the COPE survey, to help researchers better understand COVID-19 and to advance COVID-19 research. The COPE survey asks questions on how participants are doing and feeling, how COVID-19 may be affecting their physical and mental health, their daily lives, and their communities. And that's basically it. So again, to learn more, you can visit veterans.joinallofus.org, and to join, you can visit va.joinallofus.org. I know we talked about questions before, but if anyone has any further questions, I see there is a question in the comments. Yes, please feel free to ask any questions you have.
So I think the first question we have is, how about veterans living outside of the U.S. territory, living abroad? How would they actually participate in the program as well?
So that's a really good question. I also want to first invite the rest of the VA All of Us research team, just so everyone's here for the Q&A session.
Thanks. Do you want me to take it, Sunny?
Yes, if you don't mind.
All right. Thanks so much for your question, Coco. Currently, the program is only open to people who live within the United States. Unfortunately, I think part of it is for the retention part of the program to be able to follow people over time, and the fact that you do need to come in person to provide specimen. If you do have, an address, if you're here part of the time, that would work as well.
The next question we have, will participants be given access to a doctor to talk through results?
Absolutely. So one big part of with genetic results, it is our responsibility when you're providing genetic results to also help participants understand what those mean, what the results mean. You can't just, give them this and say, figure it out. So there are genetic counselors available through the program that can provide insight about the program. Again, it is important to note that the program is for research purposes, so it doesn't really function like commercial testing services or genetic testing, where it's here's a sample, here's your results. The focus is on research, but we did want to be able to provide results with that, as Sunny mentioned. You might find it interesting. You might want to share it with your doctor, and together you can make decisions about your health. You might want to just use it to empower yourself to take control of your health. So that way you can do what you can with it, and indirectly benefit from the program.
That's awesome. That makes complete sense. I know a lot of us are kind of caught up in the fad of 23andMe and all these other genetic testings, but hey, you could do this free through the VA and learn about yourself. So I think that's a really great perk. And I think a really good point is that we have to think about how this is going to impact the overall community, and how we're all going to we're in it together. So, everyone's going to benefit from this research, which is, really, really amazing. So I'd just like to thank everyone for your time coming on, making this happen. It's been a long time in the works. I'm really happy to help promote the initiative. Once again, I think it's really, really important to ensure that we're represented. Like Sunny mentioned, oftentimes, where there's groups within institutions that get overlooked for whatever reason, whatever it may be. And this is a really great opportunity for us to really engage and build the community together. So I just want to thank you so much. And I hopefully once the campus opens up again, we'll be able to facilitate something on campus, whatever that looks like. Who knows? It might be this in this format, just on campus in an office setting. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to add, just to add to what you just said, that, I know historically there are a lot of people who are a little apprehensive about the idea of research. Even within the veteran, the military population, we hear the term guinea pig a lot. A lot of people were subjected to research or things that they weren't, completely informed about historically. And, things have changed a lot in research. To ensure that people are protected, to ensure that the benefits outweigh the costs. And I think part of it is keeping in mind that, in order to have research help different groups, you have to be represented in the research, to be able to allow researchers to study people like, the ones in your group, whether it's veterans, whether it's, minorities, whatever it might be, just so that you are represented, just so that the results can be generalizable to others, within your community. So I think that's something that's really important to keep in mind.
That's perfect. All right. I think we have some social media content we can share, so people can connect and follow you online. So definitely go out there and follow these accounts. We'll be sure to follow as the Queens College Veterans, so we can connect through that way as well. And once again, I would like to thank you for your time, for getting on this and presenting this program. And we look forward to having your organization here again in the future as well. So thank you so much
for having us.
No problem. Have a great day.
Me too.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.